Safety protocols for electrical and electronics work. Hello folks, welcome to this lesson of safety protocols for electrical and electronics work. Working with electrical and electronic systems presents unique challenges and risks. Adherence to established safety protocols can mitigate these risks and ensure a safer working environment. Understanding electrical hazards. Electrical hazards can include shock, arc flash, fire, and explosions. It's important to recognize potential hazards such as exposed live wires, overloaded circuits, and lack of grounding. Fundamental safety procedures. Lockout, tagout, loadout. Always de-energize circuits before performing maintenance to prevent accidental activation. Use insulated tools. Ensure that all tools used for electrical work are properly insulated to prevent conductance of electricity. Adequate training. Ensure all personnel are trained in electrical safety and understand the protocols. Risk assessment. Conduct thorough risk assessments before beginning any electrical work. Signage and labeling. Use clear signage to indicate potential hazards and areas where PPE is required. Maintain safe distances. Stay at a safe distance from live electrical components and ensure others do the same. Emergency response. Despite precautions, accidents can happen. Having an emergency response plan in place is crucial. Know the location and proper use of fire extinguishers and first aid kits. Establish emergency contact protocols and keep a list of key contacts readily available. Conduct regular emergency drills to ensure preparedness among employees. Understand the procedure for treating electrical shock and burns, including CPR and burn treatment. Additional best practices. Beyond PPE and protocol adherence, there are additional practices that can contribute to overall workplace safety. Regular safety audits. Conduct regular safety audits to ensure compliance with safety standards and regulations. This includes checking equipment functionality, verifying PPE availability and condition, and reviewing emergency plans. Continuous training and education. Safety training should be an ongoing process with periodic refreshers and updates on the latest safety techniques and regulations. Encourage employees to attend workshops and seminars related to safety in electrical and electronics work. Cultivate a safety culture. Promote a culture of safety by encouraging open communication about safety concerns and suggestions. Reward safe behavior and provide feedback on safety improvements. Stay informed on regulations. Keep up to date with local, national, and international safety regulations and standards that affect your industry. Ensure that your organization's policies are aligned with these regulations.
Here's a summary of understanding electrical hazards. Electrical hazards 1. Electrical shock, a sudden flow of electric current through the body, which can cause injury or death. 2. Electrocution, death caused by electrical shock. 3. Arc flash, a sudden release of energy that can cause burns, fires, and explosions. 4. Fire. Electrical fires can occur due to faulty wiring, overloaded circuits, or malfunctioning appliances. 5. Explosion. Electrical explosions can occur due to the ignition of flammable gases or vapors. Causes of electrical hazards 1. Poor maintenance. Failure to maintain electrical equipment and systems can lead to hazards. 2. Overloaded circuits. Overloading circuits can cause overheating, fires, and electrical shock. 3. Faulty wiring. Incorrect or damaged wiring can cause electrical shock, fires, and explosions. 4. Water and electricity. Water and electricity can be a deadly combination, causing electrical shock and electrocution. 5. Human error. Carelessness, lack of training, and failure to follow safety procedures can lead to electrical hazards. Safety precautions 1. Lockout, tagout. Locking out and tagging electrical equipment to prevent accidental startup. 2. Personal protective equipment PPE. Wearing PPE, such as gloves, safety glasses, and hard hats, to protect against electrical hazards. 3. Grounding and bonding. Ensuring that electrical equipment is properly grounded and bonded to prevent electrical shock. 4. Regular maintenance, regularly inspecting and maintaining electrical equipment and systems to prevent hazards. 5. Training and education. Providing training and education to workers on electrical safety procedures and protocols. Electrical safety devices. 1. Circuit breakers, devices that interrupt the flow of electricity in case of an overload or short circuit. 2. Fuses, devices that melt and interrupt the flow of electricity in case of an overload or short circuit. 3. Ground fault circuit interrupters. GFCs, devices that interrupt the flow of electricity in case of a ground fault. 4. Arc fault circuit interrupters. AFCs, devices that interrupt the flow of electricity in case of an arc fault. 5. Surge protectors, devices that protect against voltage surges and spikes. Electrical safety procedures. 1. Shut-off procedures, procedures for shutting off electrical equipment and systems. 2. Start-up procedures, procedures for starting up electrical equipment and systems. 3. Emergency procedures, procedures for responding to electrical emergencies, such as electrical shock or fires. 4. Lockout, tagout procedures, procedures for locking out and tagging electrical equipment. 5. Regular inspections, regularly inspecting electrical equipment and systems to prevent hazards. Electrical safety standards. 1. National Electrical Code (NEC), a standard for electrical safety in the United States. 2. Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA) regulations, regulations for electrical safety in the workplace. 3. International Electrotechnical Commission (IEC) standards, standards for electrical safety internationally. 4. National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health (NIOSH) guidelines, guidelines for electrical safety in the workplace. 5. American National Standards Institute (ANSI) standards, standards for electrical safety in the United States. Here's a summary of fundamental safety procedures for electrical and electronics work. Personal protective equipment. PPE. 1. Hard hat, wearing a hard hat to protect against falling objects and electrical shock. 2. Safety glasses, wearing safety glasses to protect against eye injuries from flying particles and electrical arcs. 3. Insulating gloves, wearing insulating gloves to protect against electrical shock. 4. Steel-toed shoes, wearing steel-toed shoes to protect against foot injuries from heavy objects and electrical shock. 5. Fire-resistant clothing, wearing fire-resistant clothing to protect against electrical fires and arcs. Safety procedures. 1. Lockout, tagout, locking out and tagging electrical equipment to prevent accidental startup. 2. De-energization, de-energizing electrical equipment before performing maintenance or repairs. 3. Grounding and bonding, ensuring that electrical equipment is properly grounded and bonded to prevent electrical shock. 4. Electrical safety checks, performing regular electrical safety checks to identify potential hazards. 5. Emergency procedures, establishing emergency procedures for responding to electrical accidents and injuries. Electrical safety devices. 1. Circuit breakers, installing circuit breakers to interrupt the flow of electricity in case of an overload or short circuit. 2. Fuses, installing fuses to interrupt the flow of electricity in case of an overload or short circuit. 3. Ground fault circuit interrupters. GFCs, installing GFCs to interrupt the flow of electricity in case of a ground fault. 4. Arc fault circuit interrupters. AFCs, installing AFCs to interrupt the flow of electricity in case of an arc fault. 5. Surge protectors, installing surge protectors to protect against voltage surges and spikes.
Work practices. 1. Safe work habits. Practicing safe work habits such as avoiding distractions and taking regular breaks. 2. Electrical safety training, receiving regular electrical safety training to stay up to date on safety procedures and protocols. 3. Tool maintenance, maintaining tools and equipment to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. 4. Work area cleanup, keeping the work area clean and organized to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. 5. Hazard reporting, reporting electrical hazards and incidents to supervisors and safety personnel. Electrical safety standards. 1. National Electrical Code (NEC), following the NEC to ensure compliance with the electrical safety standards. 2. Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA) regulations, following OSHA regulations to ensure compliance with the electrical safety standards. 3. International Electrotechnical Commission (IEC) standards, following IEC standards to ensure compliance with the electrical safety standards internationally. 4. National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health (NIOSH) guidelines, following NIOSH guidelines to ensure compliance with the electrical safety standards. 5. American National Standards Institute (ANSI) standards, following ANSI standards to ensure compliance with the electrical safety standards. Emergency Response. 1. Electrical shock response, responding to electrical shock by calling 911 and providing first aid. 2. Fire response, responding to electrical fires by calling 911 and using fire extinguishers. 3. Injury response, responding to electrical injuries by calling 911 and providing first aid. 4. Evacuation procedures, establishing evacuation procedures in case of an electrical emergency. 5. First aid, providing first aid to electrical accident victims, including CPR and burn treatment. Conclusion: safety in the workplace, especially in fields involving electrical and electronic work, is paramount. By understanding and implementing proper PPE usage and adhering to stringent safety protocols, potential risks can be mitigated, creating a safe and productive working environment. Remember, safety is not just a policy, but a practice that should be integrated into every aspect of your workflow. Thank you for your attention and commitment to maintaining a safe working environment. Hope to see you in the next lesson. Happy learning, folks!